All right, ready?
I don't have.
Yeah. Oh.
Here, what's that?
All right, it's 7:02. I'm going to call this meeting to order.
Okay.
Roll call. Ross.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes.
Sarah. Yes. Eric.
Yep.
Ralph.
Yes.
Upcoming legislation and agenda items.
Point of order.
Oh.
Dustin's here.
That's right, Dustin. Dustin?
Yes.
Yay! Sorry.
Man. Soon we forget.
I saw her looking down the list. I'm like, she's not gonna call us.
Okay, is that the blank spot there?
Thank you. All right, upcoming legislation and agenda items. Ordinance 2025-06, an ordinance to commission an auxiliary trainer for the Village of Commercial Point Police Department, second reading. Do I just keep going?
Title
Or do we have
only,
discussion on that?
title only.
Okay.
It's just a second reading.
Okay,
It's coming up.
I just want to say ahead of time, don't pay attention to the ordinance number on B. I forgot to make it all X's for a Senate. There you go.
okay, so ordinance number 2025-XX. An ordinance to amend the compensation structure of the police sergeant position to an hourly status and declaring an emergency. First reading.
We should probably waive those so that the trainer guy doesn't go somewhere else, and so that they can get a sergeant appointed sooner than the end of the year. Because if we don't waive it, it's going to be what, December?
I think on the auxiliary trainer, I think Aaron's okay if
Okay.
we don't rush it because he's just starting his teaching in school.
Okay.
So I think he's okay with us not rushing through that. I do agree with you, however, on the sergeant. Those positions. So is there any questions? We put in some flex time and stuff like that. Is there any?
So I know that earlier in the year, we reorganized the police department, like took out X number of spots. So is this only for the one police sergeant, or does it open up the spot for as many?
We'll
as
have to
we feel?
create another position to have two sergeants, so we have to
Okay.
create another one.
Okay.
That way, there's one on each shift.
How many hours do you think they average right now, the sergeants?
We don't have any.
We don't have any.
Be zero.
Yeah, zero.
So would these shifts cover three total shifts and the
Yeah.
chief will be the whatever shift he has?
Chief is
Every shift?
daytime,
Gotcha.
and then
Thank
second and third, yeah.
Well, how many hours are you gonna have this week?
This upcoming pay period, I think I'll have 5.
So, I mean, he's not a sergeant, but a regular officer has 5 hours.
Right, but if he was a sergeant, he'd have been working for free for 5 hours. That's what I've got, right?
Right.
For salary.
Well, yeah, on the current, yes.
Okay. Am I moving on now? Okay. Fireworks legislation, Nancy?
Yes, I have, everybody wants a copy here.
Is it?
This is the fireworks that's in effect now, like in Ohio. And so basically, the chief had come to me and asked if we could go back to our original ordinance we had a few years ago and not allow fireworks at all in the village. Because even by this standard, we really can't have fireworks in the village because, developments are more than 150 feet apart. So there's really, even by this, they can't do it. But he just asked that we consider bringing an ordinance in to not have them at all. Unless, like the Men's puts them on, but like residential wise.
I hate to beat a dead horse. We can enact every law that makes it say you can't breathe at Commercial Point, and if they're not enforced, they're in vain. If they enforce this, then we don't have a fireworks problem here. And if we don't have a law, we go back to the ORC code that has it. So
Yeah, and I had-
it's an enforcement thing.
I had a conversation with the chief after that. I'm like, before they were told unless someone calls, you don't go. And I'm like, I had fireworks on my roof, you had some on your roof, there were people had it on their roofs. So, I told him that if they see them, they need to go take care of it, because it's a safety thing. It's not that I mind, half of them are really nice fireworks, but, we have to be mindful of other people's properties. So,
Like you said, that's what you did.
Bill, would we be as protected just going back to the ORC? Or,
You're currently operating under the ORC,
Correct.
as is everyone. The only thing that cities, townships, villages do is they'll pass ordinances outlawing fireworks. They don't impinge upon, because what Nancy handed out, which is the state fire marshal's handout,
Yeah.
it's just common sense. Everybody's gonna light off fireworks, and there's only so many police officers on any given day in any given jurisdiction to go around and tell everybody, put your fireworks out, put your fireworks out. By the time they get from, one side of town to the next, it's over. So you're protected under the Ohio Revised Code. Like I say, Bexley has got an ordinance that does not allow unless you're commercial. Whitehall used to have one. I'm not sure if they still do. Upper Arlington has one. Much larger police forces, but do they enforce it? I can't tell you the last time I saw someone in court for shooting off fireworks on July 4th. So yeah, to your point, you can legislate no fireworks ever in the village, but you don't unless you got 100 police officers.
right?
but we're not done.
So what would be the benefit of
Just that you would have a law in the book that would make it illegal on July 3rd, 4th, 5th, Labor Day, Diwali, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Chinese New Year, Cinco de Mayo, Memorial Day, and Juneteenth. Because they're illegal otherwise in the state of Ohio unless you're a commercial operator.
I guess I'm just kind of confused, because if you follow these rules like Nancy, or like Eric said, or Nancy said, there's nowhere in the village we
Not 1.4G fireworks, sparklers, smoking snakes, things like that. You can.
Right.
The 1.4G, which is the defined term,
Explosives, yeah.
you're not allowed to.
I don't think we're gonna
Except
take anybody
during
for
those
sparklers.
So I guess I just kind of, I don't understand why we would go through all that if this is already illegal, why we're just not enforcing this.
Honestly, about the only reason is so that now you can say, you knew we had an ordinance, Mr. Police Officer, because it's ours. It's not going back to the state. In my professional opinion.
This only makes it illegal on every other day. That's not mentioned here. So, under the Ohio Revised Code, someone can shoot off fireworks in their backyard on July 3rd, July 4th.
As long as there's not a house with 150.
Well, not a house within 150 feet and their 1.4G fireworks, not quote unquote commercial fireworks. But it's, to Eric's point, it's an enforcement. These are the only products that fireworks. Consumers are, there's a newspaper article every year, what you can and can't do. There's Channel 4, 6, and 10 will come out and tell you what you can and can't do. Local papers will come out and tell you what you can and can't do. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And so, if you want to totally outlaw them, you certainly have the ability to, just like Bexley does, or Burlington does.
Mayor, to be clear, is the chief asking for us to add these additional dates as prohibited dates?
Yes.
Okay, so he is asking for us to consider that.
So this
Yes.
was brought from the chief. He's
Yes.
asking this.
He asked me for it, yes.
Yeah, and I will say a while back, he had talked to me about it when he did the MR. So he's involved. Having worked 15 or 20 summers in law enforcement, whether you have it or not, as he said, it's not going to matter. And quite honestly, I would sure hate for them to be tied up writing a nuisance firework complaint while somebody's, in distress. That's just not
So do you
The other problem that you get from a police standpoint is simply the board's gonna be lit up from 8 o'clock on July 3rd until midnight on July 5th with people complaining, and you're gonna have to track down each and every one of them. I can talk to the chief on Wednesday, see if he wants to go for it, give him some sample legislation.
Okay, let's do that. We'll circle back.
Okay.
Okay. Executive session?
Okay. I'd like to call an executive session to consider confidential information related to the marketing plan, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance, or to negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance, as the information is directly related to requests for economic development assistance that is to be administered under any provision of the Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 715, 725, 1724, or 1728, or Section 701.07, 3735.70, 5709.40, 5709.43, 5709.61 to 5709.69, 5709.73, 5709.75, or 5709.77 to 5709.81 of the revised code, or that involves public infrastructure improvements or extension of utility services that are directly related to an economic development project. Do I have a motion? Oh, sorry.
Oh, do I have a motion?
Motion.
We need,
I was gonna ask for a reread.
yeah, we need a motion that the executive session first is necessary to protect the interests of the applicant or the expenditure of public funds to be made in connection with the academic development project. And then we have a second vote.
I'll make that motion. That Bill said. That
have
the
a second?
executive session is necessary.
Okay, that the executive session is necessary. Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Ralph.
Yes.
Now we need a second vote to go into executive session to consider said confidential information.
Motion. I have a motion.
Sure.
I'll second it.
Second. Roll call.
Ralph,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Okay,
Do we have any meeting or any items on the agenda after
just
the
one
meeting? Okay. We will be back out.
that I know of.
Remember, nothing Why? I can't believe we renamed secret meeting like an executive session.
You look at the time on the record, Paula, we're back for executive session. Thank you.
The 28th.
Madam,
Uh,
passing these down.
All right, does anyone have any additional business?
yes.
I'm allowed to say that. Are you ready? Does anyone have any additional business?
I do. I've given you guys a copy. We did get some feedback from the trustees. Mine are in red, yours are not. They would like to do this, per road instead of like, which is what our original idea was, to do it by road. They wanted to add under the second whereas the last three, and under section 1, the last three.
I'm sorry, they wanted what?
They wanted to add these
Last 3 bullet points under the
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Whereas,
last three under
Section 1.
section 1.
so instead of having one uniform agreement, you're gonna pass this each time. You're gonna annex areas.
If it de-annexes for some reason, are we still gonna be tied to it? So if it de-annexes, then they couldn't hold it, okay?
And part of me, we're gonna have 4 new council members. So I don't know, what your guys' thoughts are. Of course, we're still gonna be continuing negotiations if you guys have any feedback, but,
Do we have the manpower to even do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a guy we've been holding money for that they haven't even had to hire yet.
Well, I'm just wondering because like I know, I spoke with Nancy. Our plow truck doesn't even really clean my development. Is it gonna clean these roads?
What, I guess I don't understand. How does it not clean it?
After you plow, look, it's still bad, it's still snow. My Mustang will sit in the driveway because it didn't get out of development. It doesn't scrape all the way down like a heavy duty plow truck. Yeah, so it's not cleaning clear down like the county, the township.
It's not throwing splinters, it's not hitting all the way down.
So I'm afraid if we go into this, do we have the proper equipment to do this?
Well, we would probably ask the developer to buy us a bigger truck so we could service this road, and they probably would. So that's the economic development sometimes that happens, is we say, yeah, to be able to service this, so we don't have what we need. Is there some way that you can help with that? A lot of times these deals are so big that they'll just, however they have to legally do it, they'll buy what we need. I mean, I don't know, but I know that's happened with other things, with the warehouses, they help buy a squad and stuff like that, but, I mean,
if I could, what is the intent of this is to do what? What's the proposed outcome?
meet that number 7, Ross. That last item on the service
road
agreements.
service, road agreement.
Remember that number 7, they said we didn't have met, so this would meet number 7.
Well, but that's something, when we did this, we did this at least twice. Tom Hart was the attorney. We did this at least twice by just letter of intent saying that, we will mutually share, and there was wording that we used for that covered all this just by a statement.
Correct. The township wants it to be in the form of an ordinance. Because Tom brought it in for other developments.
Right.
And then it went back and up and down in the courts and up and down through the the township and the county. And now the township has come back and said, the only way you're going to meet number 7 is if we have an agreement. We want to do it on a road by road, project by project basis, as opposed to a uniform basis or putting it in another document. So every time that you enter into an agreement where the roads are split, they want to use this as a form to show that you have the capability to meet that number 7 item, which is the road maintenance.
And we're also to break it down even more. We have a new county prosecutor, and she is the one that told the commissioners that that's how she interprets it. So that's another change. And that's coming from watching the meeting with the commissioners. They said, well, we talked with the prosecutor, and the way it has always been, it doesn't work. So we need a document.
It doesn't work.
Not anymore. That's just watching the meetings and listening to who guided them. It's coming from the prosecutor's interpretation according to the commissioners. So I get it, it's been a handshake for 50 years.
Well, it was more than a handshake. I mean, it was a letter, a notation, an informational letter that was sent that accompanied the annexation and assignment provision of that.
The services resolution, unfortunately, is only between the village and whoever's being annexed.
Right.
And what this is doing is bringing the township into it and putting a stamp on it that says, this is what we're going to agree to when we're annexing property and we have this split road, which is to avoid the situation that I think Tom currently finds his client in.
And what we've been using is the ORC, which, what Russ is talking about, I mean, it's what we've been using for how many years?
Yeah, we've been,
And then
whenever there's a joint road.
Yeah, it spells us out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just not aware. Somebody said that what we've been doing is not working, and I'd love to have an example of that.
They didn't give an example. They wouldn't give us an example.
There isn't.
I don't think that
I
the
agree.
cooperative agreements aren't working. It just needs to be papered in order for the township to approve and the county to approve these annexations. They want a written document that shows that someone's going to take control of the shared road.
And we're only responsible for the road that's attached to the village, correct? Not the complete road.
Unless you agree to more in an annexation annexation agreement. Correct, sir.
Okay.
Well, could it be that they want this so it's all recorded? And my other part is, what if we have a annexation that doesn't include the township? Would we not need this?
So they
Oh,
don't
no,
need it
yeah,
because you don't have a shared
county-
road.
County road, yeah,
Right.
the
You don't have
county,
a
and
shared road.
So we're gonna
Yes.
have to have this with the county and then with the state now too?
it depends on who the shared party is,
Because
Ross, who normally does it now? Does the township normally just,
on what part.
when we have shared roads? I know they said they plow up one side and they just plow down the other.
Unfortunately, most of the time, they just plow each other's because it's a good neighbor policy.
Right.
But I can see now that we need to just only take care of our stuff.
well, the one trustee meeting they just had, they actually said that, they take one road and we take the other.
Sure, but
So-
I guess I have a couple questions with this, like, I don't know, I haven't been part of the council, but like, now we're looking at salt storage and all that stuff too, where do we do that at?
We got plenty.
We have,
Yeah, we actually have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are set up to take care of all this. We are.
yeah, this is not a
we're
problem.
ahead
I just am
in
always
some of
curious
those like
about
service things.
how these things, things that have always been so simple, all of a sudden need to become.
Lawyers, first thing you do.
Oh, that's right, we got lawyers. That's right, I forgot. My bad.
Very expensive for us.
I know. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, the only thing that's any different really,
All,
I know they're gonna
Okay.
be getting at least one new trustee, we're gonna be getting 4 new council members, so, and maybe a new mayor.
Yeah, and this is just
so-
a sample that's gonna go along with your whole packet.
Yeah.
When you approve a service resolution.
yeah, I see
You're
it.
gonna approve the service resolution and a road sharing agreement similar to this. So we can talk about it at the next meeting. You've got it in front of you. This is the draft. The township's gonna look at it too.
Bill, I have to ask, Does this meet the criteria for an emergency? How is it gonna protect the welfare and all that?
We don't have anything in process now.
It's not, that's not an emergency, because it's just a blank slate of, this is a form. Do you guys want to add to this form? Do you want to subtract to it?
I can take
It's just a form.
Okay,
We're not voting on anything.
well, I
There's
get
nothing
that,
in front of you.
but when it gets to that point,
Right. Anything you want to add, delete, multiply, divide,
I
bring
guess
it
I'm
to the next
asking,
meeting.
does this one need to be declared, or can it take effect and,
It's going to be a companion piece
okay,
every time you pass annexation, service agreement, where there's a shared road
Just
with the township.
Just like you said.
and at that point,
At that point, the whole packet is probably going to be an emergency in order to meet the 20-day time frame to vote thumbs up, thumbs down on the service
Yeah.
agreement only.
Yep.
And then it goes through all the other boxes of an annexation.
we got.
9 months later, it'll be annexed or not annexed.
Oh, 9 months, we got shorter.
Yeah. 9 months on a good day.
Thank you.
So when you get home and you read over this, if you think of anything, let me know. This, we're not gonna rush through this. We're gonna,
We're going to make sure the trustees are okay with it too.
yeah,
I mean, if it happens before December, great. If it doesn't, I mean,
right. That's,
I don't.
Yeah.
I do, I mean, I think it would be messy to carry this into the next year.
Yeah, without it, you're not going to get an annexation agreement with any
Right.
shared roads with the township. We've seen what happened.
And then we're gonna have to bring possibly 4 people that really may not follow up to speed from
Get
this
in
side
there.
of this.
You're practically a lawyer now.
Nope. That happened from 20 years of trying to beat you guys.
Any other additional business?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good night, Pleasant